Thank you for joining me. That's okay, you can sit with me. Wonderful, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that you all saw the message that the 6 a.m. has now fallen away and we're just doing the 8 a.m. meditation. In the UK that will now be 7 a.m. because I believe your clocks have gone forward. So let's get started. Day 5 of the South African lockdown. What a beautiful way to greet a new day and to start with a sense of calmness and a sense of groundedness. If the opposite is true, if your meditation is just helping point out to you how incredibly unsettled you feel and how anxious you feel and how busy your mind is, please know that you're not alone. I don't think, a number of people have messaged me to say how much they appreciate starting their day like this, but so many people have messaged me saying how unbelievably anxious and stressed out and distractible they are at the moment. So I would encourage you to just keep sitting, just stay with the process. We have a gift of a long period of time where we can just sit, and let's talk again after lockdown, because I have a strong suspicion that you'll start to notice that meditations can be different every time. It's not like it's linear and that it goes from hard to easy, or like it goes from distractible to calm. It tends to be a cyclical or sort of slightly messy route. But the most important thing is just come back to your mat, or come back to your meditation cushion, and come back to your breath. Good, so Daniel is joining me this morning. There's your tea if you want your tea. As usual, I will start with a chime from a singing bowl, and then I will chant 3 ohms, and if you'd like to join me, you are more than welcome. If you'd rather just listen, feel free to do that. All right, so finding a position that's comfortable for you, whether you are sitting cross-legged or lying down, sitting in a chair, sitting on a cushion, just take a moment to give yourself a little wiggle and a jiggle to check that you really are feeling supported and comfortable. Gently closing your eyes, sitting up tall. Deep breath in. Breath in. Breath in. And taking a few breaths, a few rounds of breath, completely natural breath, as you allow yourself to fully land on your mat. helpful at the start of any practice, especially if you are feeling as if you are everywhere else except in the present moment or in your body, to take 3 deep breaths in and out. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose or through the mouth. To help us feel present and grounded, I'll talk you through some of the points of a position. So on your next breath in, bringing your attention to the base of your body. Your buttocks, the surface of the mat or the cushion, a meditation bench if you're sitting on one of those, a chair if you're sitting on a chair. Feeling that you are beautifully supported with your next breath out, just allowing yourself to sink into the support that's there. Next breath in, bringing your attention to your spine, feeling that you are sitting up beautifully tall, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky, and then on the exhalation allowing your shoulders to drop down, so that you're sitting in a beautifully dignified position, alert but at ease. Next breath in, drawing your attention to your head and feeling that your head is beautifully supported on top of your neck, maybe even tucking your chin in ever so slightly so the back of the neck is lengthened. That's it. Using every single exhalation to soften any indication of tension that's showing up in your head, in your face. Softening into the temples, into all the little muscles around the eyes, the corners of the mouth. Imagining that even your brain is relaxing as you simply sit and breathe. Next in-breath, bringing your awareness to your shoulders and noticing what tension may be there. Using your out-breath to gently ease your shoulders down away from your ears and perhaps even drawing them ever so slightly backwards and down, so that there's a slight opening through your heart center, a sense of being safely opened towards both giving and receiving love. Next breath in, bringing your attention to your arms and using the out-breath to bring a softening into the arms all the way from the shoulders down to the fingertips. Soft arms at ease, your hands resting in a position that is comfortable for you. They could be folded in your lap, they could be resting one hand on top of the other. It could be that you have your hands resting on the tops of your thighs, palms up, palms down. Not overthinking it, just doing what feels natural. Next breath in, drawing your attention to the space of the belly, noticing whether you are holding tension there, and seeing whether it's possible to use the out-breath to just soften all the muscles around your belly button. There's still a slight activation of the core to help you sit upright. But there's a real softening into the belly area, so that it doesn't feel as if you're bracing. Next breath in, bringing your attention to your gaze. If your eyes are closed, which I would encourage if it's safe for you to do so, you may wish to turn your inner gaze slightly upwards, slightly inwards, as if you're gazing at a point between your two eyebrows. It can be a helpful anchor to the present moment. If your eyes are open, gazing at a point 1 to 2 meters ahead of you, but with soft eyes, gazing through your eyelashes, and a softening of the eyes. Next breath in, becoming aware of your whole body, sitting or lying down in a position that embodies alert, dignified presence. And what you might find is that even through the process of moving the attention around the body, tension, a sense of bracing may have settled into the places that we started. If you're carrying a lot of tension at the moment, if there's a lot of anxiety, that may show up in your body again and again and again. It might even be with every single breath that you take, that you can use your exhalation to soothe anywhere that you feel is bracing, as if preparing for the unknown, as if protecting you from something that you don't even know is there, you don't know what it is, but just in case you're holding yourself in a state of readiness. For the time that we are together for the meditation, I invite you, I encourage you to see whether it's possible to notice that tension if it does show up, to recognize that it is completely understandable given the situation that we're finding ourselves in, and that it's completely possible to use your out breaths to soften, even if it's just for a moment or two before that tension creeps back. So for the next few breaths, I encourage you to allow the breath to be natural, not trying to control your breath at all, just allowing the body to breathe itself. And scanning through your body to notice where you may be holding tension. And as you find little pockets of tension, or perhaps it's broad bands of tension, you don't need to know why it's there. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to feel that somehow you are failing at your practice if you're finding that you are reverting to a very tense position. Simply notice. Simply notice. And without trying to push that tension away, simply acknowledging that it's there, and then using your next breath out as a warm, healing balm to bring ease to those points, those spaces, those pockets, those bands of tension, smoothing them away with your out-breath, as if you were gently massaging a knot of tension in your back. The in-breaths bring awareness, and the out-breaths bring soothing. It may be helpful to scan through the body in the same way that we did when we were establishing a sitting position. So join me, if you will, moving the attention around the body, noticing if there's tension there, and using your out breaths to gently soften. Bringing the attention to the base of your body, whether you are sitting, lying down, noticing if there's any attempt to hold yourself up off the surface that you're on, any attempt to support yourself in this moment of surrender. And using your out-breath to completely release down into the support that's there. It's always there. Gravity assures us that there will always be support beneath us. Breathing in as you bring your attention to your spine. Beautiful lengthening of your spine. You're sitting tall. And using the exhalation to bring a softening of the muscles all the way down the spine or down the back on either side of the spine. feeling all the muscles in your back relaxing, imagining that each out-breath is like a gentle but firm massaging of any knots of tension. The inhalation brings awareness, the exhalation brings the opportunity to soften. Next in-breath, bringing your attention to your head. Noticing what tension may be there in your jaw. If your teeth are pressing against each other, if you're clenching your jaw, using your next out-breath to gently bring the teeth apart, your lips gently closed if that's possible for you. Just pressing your top and bottom lips together, but the teeth slightly apart. And feeling that when you relax your jaw, the temples become more at ease. Noticing how if you tuck your chin ever so slightly, there's a lovely lengthening in the back of your neck. Noticing all those little muscles around your eyes and seeing if you can soften them so the eyes are soft as you breathe out. All the little muscles around your mouth, becoming aware of them as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, relaxing all the muscles in the cheeks, around the mouth, unless you want to turn the corners of your mouth up slightly, as if you're having a gentle inner smile. As you inhale, imagining your brain, especially the prefrontal cortex, where all of the thinking happens, all this conscious thought, and allowing or imagining that you're allowing your brain to relax with the exhalation. Drawing your attention to your neck. Inhaling as you become aware of whatever tension might be there. And using your out-breath to soothe, to relax. Next inhalation, becoming aware of any tension that may be in your shoulders. Drawing down from the neck towards the shoulders, across the collarbone, so the whole shoulder girdle, becoming aware of what's going on there. Using your out-breath to soften. Beautiful softening. becoming aware of your arms with your next breath in, and using your out breath to offer a sense of softening to the full length of your arms, all the way down to your hands. Just sitting or lying at ease. Next inhalation, feeling all the muscles around your belly. Using your out breath to soften any sense of bracing. A soft, gentle sense of being safe in this present moment. If you think that you've let go of all the tension in your belly, I invite you to check back in there with another breath in and using that exhalation to totally soften. And with the next breath in, becoming aware of your whole being. Using that in-breath to bring awareness of whatever tension might be there. It might have crept back in the moment you moved away from that focused awareness. Use your next few out-breaths to soften, to soothe, to surrender. Keeping your eyes gently closed. Bringing your palms together, rubbing your hands vigorously together so that you can generate some friction or some warmth through the friction. And then cupping your hands over your closed eyes. And gently opening your eyes into the warm oxygen bath that is your hands. Rolling your eyes to gaze all the way up, all the way down, all the way right, left, top right, bottom left, top left, bottom right, all the way up, all the way down, center forward. Releasing your hands, opening your eyes if they're not already open. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. We had a beautiful big group today. A slightly different meditation to what I've been doing up until now, because so many people are messaging me to say how tense they're feeling in their bodies, and that they're walking around and just noticing that they are a bundle of tension. So that is a version of a body scan. The beauty is that you can do whatever it is that you want to, as long as you're sitting or lying. Just make that time, like you guys are doing, to show up and to keep showing up. I have a real problem with people who think or who sell meditation as a cure-all. It can be an incredibly stressful practice for people, especially those who are chronically stressed, anxious, for those who are perfectionists, type A people who become frustrated if they can't nail it immediately. For me, and I'm sure many of you out there will disagree, and please feel free to do so. Let's have a meditation argument. For me, the biggest gift of a meditation practice is simply that it shines a light on how I really am. So I might come to my mat feeling sorted, and then I sit down, and after 1 or 2 breaths I feel absolutely emotionally raw. The trick then is not to dive into the backstory, but just to notice. Just notice. It's just a time to shine a light on what's there and greet it with what serves you in that moment on your mat. And almost always it is appropriate to allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, body, mind, soul, but then consciously bring your attention back to the next breath in, the next breath out, and repeat. So for those of you that have messaged me telling me how their sitting, even for 1 or 2 days with me, has made them realize how sickeningly tense they feel, that's amazing. I'm sorry, I feel for you with the tension. But what is amazing is that you're noticing, because if you don't notice, you can't do anything about it. That just becomes how you are. Meditation allows us to see how we are and to support ourselves in a way that really serves us, and to know how we need others to support us. So it gives us a chance to become real with what's going on. Thank you for the message now. Someone messaged me saying there was a lot of lightheadedness and wondering what that's all about. So, gosh, without talking to you personally, it's hard to know. So maybe send me a DM and we can chat about that. So the question came up about breathing. Is it to do with breathing? Chances are very good it is to do with your breathing, because of course that is going to regulate your oxygen flow and the release of carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, unless you're a car. So I would encourage you to, for the purpose of these meditations, and especially if you're a beginner, to not try and control your breath, but just to allow the body to breathe. If you're trying to take deep breaths in and full breaths out, there is of course the place to do that. But if you're experiencing lightheadedness, I would suggest that you just try and focus on your normal breath. Um, I know that when I do deep, deep, deep breathing, I can become a little bit lightheaded. So I'm wondering how it is that you're breathing. Yeah, let's chat. Send me a DM and then we can get to the bottom of this. And then the other thing is, if you are just doing natural breath, perhaps you are breathing so shallowly that you're not getting enough oxygen. So I know that with me, sometimes when my meditation gets really deep, I actually become really woozy because it's almost as if I've stopped breathing for a few moments. So that is what happens with me sometimes. I love these questions. There are so many coming through now, so thank you for that. I'm going to go through them. If you have messaged me and I haven't replied yet, it means that it's gone off my screen. So I see that at the bottom there's a little question mark there. I presume, well, I know that you can send me a message there. So for those of you that have shared something with me and need an answer, I'm concerned I'm not going to be able to get it back. Oh yeah, I see I can scroll. All right. Wow, thanks for the lovely feedback, guys. This is wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Beautiful. I wanted to share what worked. Okay, someone says, I have you on earphones, but turned your voice down quite a bit and it helped me to feel more grounded in my immediate space. That's wonderful. Thank you for that feedback. Excellent. Okay, so a bunch of questions coming through here now. I'd love your feedback. You know, that was slightly different to what we've done up to this point. Is it helpful to do the working through the body, a body scan? If it is, we could possibly one morning just do a lying down body scan. Let me know if anyone is interested in that. There are many different types of meditation, many different types, many. I want to stick to breath awareness and the sort of body scan type meditation, just to keep it regular, constant, and with some degree of predictability, because at this time of unprecedented uncertainty, it feels to me that it's going to be beneficial to have at least some sort of known quantity here on my feed. But if there's something else that anyone would love, please talk to me and let's make it happen. Have a beautiful day. Day 5, right? Be safe, stay home if you can, and shoot me questions. Beautiful. Okay, so a number of people loving the body scan. All right, so it seems to me that there's going to be a need for a proper body scan. It's one of my favorites. So we're going to keep this 8 a.m. as it is, or 7 a.m. if you're in the UK. But then I'll also announce a full lying down body scan, body relaxation, used for mindfulness-based stress reduction. Beautiful. So let us reconnect tomorrow. Go well and see you soon.